well on this Tuesday morning. If you have a blanket, can you fold it up into three or to a nice sort of position to sit on, especially if you have issues with sitting. So if you find that you're always sitting like this and you're struggling to sit straight, a blanket will help you to adjust the tilt of your pelvis. So what you can do with the blanket is when you place it down, you don't sit literally on the blanket, you sit near the edge of the blanket, and then when you allow your body, your sit bones to fall forward, it changes the tilt. So you'll go from here to here. So you'll move the body forward so sit bones are on the ground, but your pelvis is now in a more upright position. So you're not actually physically sitting with your sit bones on the blanket. So if you're not too sure what your sit bones are, think of the bony bits at the base of your bottom, where if you were like me and you had a sibling that sat in your chair, you would get on there and keep grinding until they got off your seat. There are your sit bones. Okay? So, getting yourself into a comfortable position to start with. I might have to move back here. It's always hard with the camera trying to work out where to be. So just starting in a comfortable seated position for yourself, sitting up nice and tall, engaging the abdominals and allowing your hands to rest softly on the knees. Breathe in and just center yourself. Let go of the stress, the tension, the morning. And just focus in on the body. Notice the places that are feeling tight. Notice where you're feeling a little stress in the body. Breathe into those places, and as you exhale through the mouth, just let the morning's tension, stress disappear and release. Breathing in all the way down, and then exhale. Let's do 2 more breaths that way. Just calming the body down, letting it go. You can have your eyes closed or soft. I tend to find I just automatically close my eyes just to relax in. One more. And exhale. So we're going to do a few rounds of what is known as bottle breathing. So with bottle breathing, just think of like you're filling a bottle up. So when you inhale, you fill up into the diaphragm, into the belly, and then up into the upper ribs. So you breathe in like you're filling up a bottle. And then you exhale like you're pouring the bottle out through your chest, the lower ribs, belly. Inhaling to fill the bottle up. And slowly exhaling, like you're gently pouring out the water. Inhale. And slowly exhale. Fully emptying out the bottle. Inhale slowly to fill the bottle up. And last one. And slowly exhale. And then allow your hands to come back to the knees. Let your breath be centered. Really just center yourself today. So we're going to be moving in a different way today, focusing on getting a lengthening through the torso without bullying ourselves into the stretch. So we're going to work on releasing our upper back body so that we can actually fold forward and a little bit more deeper. Normally when we come into forward folds, we back off because we can feel this strong pulling sensation in the back of the calves or the hamstrings. So our focus today is going to be actually moving the opening and the broadening across the upper back between the shoulder blades. So we're going to be really rounding in the upper body away from everything so that we can then fold it deep up. So a lot of the times the tightness in our legs is actually coming from the back. It's not actually in the legs. So you're going to notice a massive deep change within the body over the next few minutes, over the next course. So we're going to start with, let's start with that line in the sand so you know exactly where you are at this moment in time. So you're going to take your legs in front of you, coming into your Dandasana, sitting up straight. So if you find this is a hard pose, you need to have your hands next to you, it's probably because your core's not working. So just bring your hands next to you, sit up nice and tall. And then from here, you just take the arms up and allow yourself to round forward and take yourself to wherever you go. So at the moment, I'm just touching my toes. There is no way I want to kiss my knees. It's just too hard. But I am bringing my arms in. Yeah? So you might find that you can only grab your ankles, and that's fine too. So you just go to where you are and go, this is where I'm starting today in this class. This is how tight or how I feel. And be mindful that as we're stretching forward, you're probably feeling this pulling sensation in the back of the calves and in the hamstrings. And I want you to, we're going to work away from that. We don't want to feel that as we're moving forward to get some release. So I've just changed the direction so that you can see. I'll move the blanket out of the way. So we're going to do a few rounds of just changing the way we come into just lengthening the body. So for me, I'm starting at this point. Yeah, there's no way I can come down any further before I start getting a long stretch in here. Personally, I just go, oh yeah, that's too hard, and I'll back off. So what we're going to do is we're going to change how we do it, and the focus will be between the shoulder blades. We'll be pulling away. So we're using a little bit of resistance with our own body. Now, you can grab your ankles if you're here, that's fine. You're going to do the same action. So if you can grab your toes, great. If you can grab your ankles, great. I'm not worried. What I want you to do is, if you can only grab your ankles or your toes, you're still going to pull back towards yourself. So the aim of pulling back towards yourself is you're going to bring your arms back into the body at the same time pushing your upper body away. I hope that makes sense. So you're imagining like someone's puffing up that looked really bad. They're pumping up a ball and you're getting pushed further and further and further away, but you're resisting the ball. And when we come up out of the action, and I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but I really want you to focus on, we're going to be rounding, and then we want to focus on lengthening the front body. So we're lengthening up the front of the spine. Often people will come out of this and they'll go straight into extension. We don't want that. So you want to keep the lower back even. So when you're coming up, this doesn't squish down to broaden this. What happens is we lengthen, and the front body and the back body become long. So we're lengthening the whole of the spine. So let's get started. So the trick is we're going to move away from where we want to go. So I'm going to round, like I'm gathering everything, and I'm rounding my whole body. So I'm allowing my tailbone to go down, and I'm rounding my body, rounding up, and then I'm sort of like really bad dive bombing down towards my feet, and wherever they go is where your hands go. And then from here, I'm allowing my chin to be tucked in. And then I'm going to push my feet and my hands against each other. And my focus is now, I don't want my legs, I don't want to feel the stretching in the back of my legs. I want to feel a broadening across my upper back. So feel the broadening. Pull the arms in, feel the broadening in, and rounding. And breathe. And then as we let go, we slowly bend the elbows down towards the knees. And then we lengthen the front of the body, look towards our feet. Think about the pedicure you might want to have one day. And then we're going to slowly slide ourselves back up to a seated position. So as we're rolling forward, I want you to also think like you're pulling your navel up under your ribs. So it's like I'm lifting it up. I'm lifting the perineum up and everything is coming up under the ribs. So we're going to do that again, just a couple more times. So again, lifting up, coming down. You might find you start to get more of a leverage. You might come a bit further. Again, here I'm going to push my feet and my hands against each other and focus my back body and pull up my navel up under my ribs. So I'm really activating the torso. It needs to release and let go. There is no action or stretch happening in my legs, anywhere else. And then I'm going to bend, I'm going to pull my body forward, bend my elbows to my feet, and then I'm slowly coming back up. One more time. So if you're feeling your legs as you're doing it, know that you're actually doing it wrong. You want to feel here. You want to feel that is broadening. So one more time, I'm pulling up. It's almost like I'm gathering it in, pulling it up, stretching through my back, coming forward, and then pulling against my feet. And then rounding into my back. So as soon as you start to feel the movement and the stretch in the legs, change the movement of your back. Notice how it changes. It releases that tightness in the legs. And then bend the elbows and lengthen through the body. And slowly roll yourself up. We'll be doing a few more of these in a different way, but for the moment, you'll probably notice now you can come further forward before you start to feel this massive stretch in the back of the legs. So from here, we're just going to take one leg out to the side because we are going to come into a couple of standing poses today. Bit of variation. So I'm bringing one foot in, so the heel is into the perineum, the other foot is out to the side, the toes are up. This isn't a I'm hanging around class, this is I'm sitting up tall. Now if you find you're leaning to one side, like you're kind of going, this is hard, get your blanket and prop up the side that you're leaning into so that you can then, so you just jam it in, whatever you've got, jam it in, and you'll notice that you'll eventually sit upright. You want to be in an upright position. You don't want to be kind of hanging out here. So you want to find that. So prop. If it's too much and you find your legs are doing a lot of work, prop. It's all about keeping yourself in that upright position and being comfortable. Yeah? And if you've got a window or something where you can see your reflection, that's where you're really going to notice what's going on in your body. So you want to balance yourself. Yeah? So from here, we're going to extend out to this leg, but we're not going to go quick. So the aim is we're going to be able to slide the hand down. So again, we're going to use the same principle of what we were just doing, but I'm actually moving my body away. So I'm actually side bending and thinking of lengthening from the top of my spine. Sorry, not the top of my spine, top of my sacrum, the hips. I'm lengthening forward from here, and then I'm taking this arm up. So it's just a continuation. And I'm taking this arm around to the back of my thigh. It's intentional. So I'm feeling a pulling in my back here. And then from here, I'm going to resist that. I'm going to pull my leg up and push down. And then this arm is just going to cross back over the other side. And I'm hanging out here for a moment while I'm focusing on lengthening my right side body, the knee side bend of my body. So I'm just focusing there. And then I'm going to release, bring myself into an upright position, and then I'm going to slide my hand down. And just with ease, see how far I can come. And then come back up. And the important point with side bends is we don't side bend from the head. Because if I side bend the head, I'll only go that far. But if I focus on, I'm side bending from my navel, I will go a lot further. The head will just follow with the spine. Yeah? So we're going to do that one more time on this side. So again, it's that move away. It's like your toes smell. Maybe not. I'm just making that up. Lift up. Pull that around. Dive bomb that hand underneath. Take the other arm over. It might come down a bit further. And again, lengthen through the side of that body. Toes point up to the ceiling. Everything is dynamic here. Focusing on stretching the side of the body that is the same as the bent knee side. Just releasing and breathing. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. One more. Breathe into that side and exhale. Slowly roll yourself back up into a seated position. Slide the hand down. So again, I'm moving from the navel. Maybe now you can take the hand over and grab the base of the foot. And slide yourself back up. No force. You're not forcing yourself in. If you need to, you can do a few more on that side. We're going to go to the other side now. It's the same principle. If you find that one side is different, remember the prop. Stick the knee. If your knee's up here, put something under it. If you find you're sitting like this, stick something under your bum. You want to be level, yeah? Even though we are going into a side bend. So again, I've got my foot here right into my perineum. My toes are pointed up. Hopefully you can see them. Yeah, I can see them just. So again, I'm moving away. So if I was to start before in there and just come here, you'll find that I only get here and it's tight. Yeah? So the aim is that we're actually pulling everything back into the body as we're moving away and into everything. That's really bad for Tuesday morning. Don't worry about it. So from here we're going to roll away, lift up from the back of the body, take it over, twist, hand under. So it's gone back underneath my leg. Pull against the leg. So I'm pushing down my leg and pulling up my arm, and then I'm bringing this one around. So I'm getting a bit of a nice twist at the same time. And I'm pulling against my leg. And breathe. So now we're working the other side of the body. And we're using the muscles. We're asking them to just, let go. And then slowly release, bring yourself up. And then slide the hands down. And notice how it feels a little bit different. And then slide yourself back up. So we've got one more time. So we're moving away, lifting up. So we're lifting up from the back of the body, from this hip. I'm lifting up, lengthening, coming over like a really bad spinning, dive bombing weird thing. Yep. And then I'm taking the other arm up. So same thing, lengthening, but maybe my elbow comes down a little bit further on my leg. Tops annoying me. And then pull up again. Focus on the back body, not the legs, the back body. Just get that lengthening happening. Releasing and breathing in. And slowly bringing yourself back up. Always bringing yourself into an upright position. So you're coming up and you're lengthening up the spine. And then we're going to slide down again. Maybe take the other arm over, remembering to move from the navel and seeing how you feel. Slowly bringing yourself up. From here, let's just take the legs forward, come back into our first position. Lengthening up, moving away, coming forward. Elbows come in, bend the elbows and pull the feet back towards you. Look towards your feet. And lengthen through the spine. Slowly bring yourself up. Let's come up to a standing position. So there's a number of different ways we can do this. And it's good to focus on lengthening the body. So from here, when you normally come into Uttanasana, you may find that when you fold forward, you've always got bent knees because you think your hamstrings are tight. So I'm challenging you now to lift up, roll yourself down,
Moving from the navel, and see if you can get your hands onto the ground. Doesn't matter if your legs are still bent, it's fine. From here, we're going to apply a slightly different principle. So if you can only reach your ankles, it's the same thing we were doing before. If you can bring your hands or fingertips to the ground with bent knees, that's fine. If you can bring your hands flat, that's fine. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to push your hands, straighten your arms, push into your hands, push into your upper back like someone's pulling up. Bring the weight into the toes. So you won't feel anything in the legs. You might be starting with bent legs, but you might just go, oh, I can straighten my legs. Let your head be heavy, push into the hands. And then exhale, lengthen through the spine. So allow the head to drop, bend the elbows, lengthen through the spine, come onto the fingertips, pull up through the belly. And then drop the head round into the back. As you bend into the elbows, fold forward, bring the hands down wherever they go, and then straighten the arms, push into the upper back again. Release and lengthen up through the spine. Rolling yourself back up. Just standing position. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale. Hopefully you're feeling a bit stretched out. So from here, we're going to come into some standing poses. I know we haven't done all these other warming up things because we've been working a lot on lengthening the back. So you may find now that as you come forward into your forward fold, you're actually getting a lot further down. If you want, you can even, well, we'll do it first, is you're going to take your hands, palms out. Yeah? From here, take your hands and grab hold of your own bottom. You're allowed to do that in this class. Yeah? All I'm going to do here now is, because I've got this broadening in the chest, I'm going to engage my belly and pull that up and in. And then tuck my chin in and roll my hands down. Roll myself down all the way. Sliding my hands down the back of my legs. And noticing how much further I'm getting. Bend your knees and pull yourself up through the belly. Let the belly pull you up, not your back. Breathe. So from here, we've done a lot of lengthening and opening the body, but we haven't done much on trying to stretch the hamstrings, and that's intentional because we've actually been releasing back muscles. So from here, we're going to come into some standing poses, which are going to challenge you and see how you are. Because we've actually done a lot of back body, you will find, oh, my English is amazing this morning. Welcome to Helena's Bad English class. So from here, you're going to find that because we've been working upper back muscles, we've released the legs. So you'll find that you're folding forward, it's not pulling like it normally would. It's not going to be, you may have a long way to go, but there are little tips. You can do the same thing with a wall. So I can show you how to do that on a wall before we finish. But from here, we're going to round the body. So I know I do a lot of body rounding. Yes, I can do stock standard yoga, but I find this is more beneficial. So if you think of softening the knees, allowing the hips, the tilt of the pelvis to change. It's not a thrust, it's just a soft tilt of the pelvis, yeah? And then I'm rounding my upper back. And I'm taking my arms up. Now I'm lengthening the front of my body. Arms are in by the sides. So you let your shoulders support you. Arms out here is not going to support you. You'll find if you take your arms out, you're dumping. So lift the arms up and notice how the spine and the torso lengthen. From here, I'm going to round my arms forward, bend into my knees, coming into Utkatasana. Bring the arms in. Lift the leg, the right, I'm going to go right leg, you can go left. And then from here, I'm making sure that I'm staying rounded here. I'm not arching. So bring that in. If you're arching, your lower back is doing work. You don't want it to do the work here. Lift this leg up. And then take the foot across. We're moving from the hip, bring the foot over. Yeah? Now, you can play with your foot. If this is more comfortable on your knee, do the pointed toe. Otherwise, dorsiflex, yeah? And then I'm going to come down a little deeper. I'm rounding into my back. I'm going to take my right arm, hook it over to the back of the foot, hold my foot, and then I'm lifting up through my navel, coming up. And then with control through the navel area, and the standing leg is my focus, I'm bringing that leg back down. Rounding and bringing the foot, come up to standing. Hopefully that felt good. So we're going to the other side, and I hope what I'm telling you makes sense. So we're going to do the same thing again. Yes, we can go here, clunk, but this is hard work. Let's make it easy. So our focus is standing leg and navel, not what we're doing with this leg. Standing leg and navel. Standing leg, navel. So if you think about this. So it's like, this is where I'm moving from. This is what's stabilizing me. I switch it on. I imagine I'm putting really tight stuff in there, like elastic. I don't know, if we're women, we know it's those really tight corsety girdly things. If you're men, think of wetsuits. That's all I can think of. Okay, so we're going to the other side. So we're going to basically round in through the body, lengthen the front, keep the hollow in here, come further down into Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the arms forward, lift the leg. Find your focus. Take this arm over. Grab the sole of the foot. Oh, I've dropped it. Guess who's not concentrating? Okay, from here, lift up. Take the leg out. Bring it back. Oh, guess what? I just dropped that. Anyway, and come back up. That's because I'm too busy focusing on what I want to tell you. So we're going to do it again, both sides, but this time we're going to use, so I say peace fingers and people do some weird things. These are your peace fingers. So when we grab the foot, it's 2 fingers between the big toe and the second and the thumb. Not this, not this, not this. It's this. So we're going to be doing the same pose, but instead of grabbing the foot and coming out, we're going to grab the toe. So you'll notice with the poses, I haven't told you to straighten your leg. It's just take it where it goes. Keep your arm in the socket. Don't try to outreach. So we're going to the other side again. So here, lifting up, navel, here, coming into Utkatasana. You can come as low as you want. Now I'm going to grab my peace fingers, hook them around the big toe, lifting up, and then maybe I'm taking the other arm out for a counterbalance. Bring that leg in front, cross it over, twist the body. Bring the foot back in. Utkatasana. Fold forward. Round up through the navel. Engage the abdominals to lift the body up. Hopefully you're all feeling good. Just getting your breath back. And noticing how your body just feels loose and soft and relaxed. So we're going to the other side now. Rounding in. Lift up. Coming down. Lift this foot up. Coming down. Peace fingers into the toes. Whoops. Focus. That's me and my bad foot. So you don't do that. And then lifting up. Finding your point of focus. That is not the move. Bring the leg over. Change. Come into the twisted pose. Try not to lose your balance. Bring it all back in. And release. Fold forward. Roll yourself back up. Inhale. So apologies, I have arthritis in my right foot and sometimes it doesn't want to play. Okay, hopefully you're all feeling good. So from here we're going to lift the leg up again. Lifting up, rounding through the body, take that leg forward, bend the knee, bring it in behind you. Keep that leg behind you. Let's come into warrior three. Toes point down. Lengthen through the body, engage through the abs. Let the hands drop. And then open up, Ardha Chandrasana. And then bring yourself back. Standing. Other side, inhale. Lift the leg up. Take the leg forward. Bring it in, take it back. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Let the hands come down. And then open yourself up into Ardha Chandrasana. Then bring it all back in. Come up to standing. From here, we're coming into Utkatasana again. Lift the right leg, bring it across. Coming down as deep as you can. Bring your hands down to the ground and fold forward. Bend the legs, hook the foot behind the arm and just hold. Now lift up, grab the foot, open up again. Bring it all back in. Bring the foot in. Variation of tree. So you'll notice there's no space in here. I actually made sure the leg was bent before I put the foot in. And again, we're going to roll forward. Hands to the ground. Bend the knee if you need to on the standing leg. Fold forward. Bend in. Lift yourself back up. And release the leg. So the important thing when you're coming into this variation of tree is that you don't pull the leg up around. You bring the leg in. You make sure there's no space in here. Then you can move through the hip joint. I'm not moving through the knee. I'm bringing that in and then I'm moving my hip. I'm moving through this part. Okay, so we've got the other side to do. Let's see if I can remember what we did. Okay, inhale. I can remember. Sometimes I forget. Lift up the leg. Bring it across. Coming down. Bringing the hands down. Folding forward. Bend into the knee. Hook the foot behind the upper arm. Releasing, coming up. Bring the foot up and in. Bend the knee. Bend into the knee. And then bring the foot in. Lengthen through the spine. Roll yourself down again. Folding forward. Bend into the knee. Inhale, bring yourself up. Release the leg. How you all feeling? From here. Inhale. Again, think of lengthening through the spine. We're going to roll our body down. Folding forward. You can slide the hands down again, the legs. Uttanasana. Let the head hang. Let the crown of the head come to the ground. So from here, if your feet are together, take your feet shoulder width apart. Bring your hands down in front of you. Bring the weight forward and then take your hands a little bit further forward. Bend the knees, lift the heels, bring your knees to the back of your arms. Come forward and bring your feet up. Bhujangasana. Bring the feet down. Malasana. So we can do that again. I'll show you from the side in case you're confused. So Karkasana is where we are knees wide, pushing against the bicep. Bhujangasana? I don't know. Bakasana. Sorry, Bakasana. Bakasana is where our knees are up in our arms. Okay? So an easy way to come into it is to come from an Uttanasana, bringing the hands down flat, pushing down through the index finger, bend the knee. So now my knees are in my armpits. I'm going to push into my hands, bring the weight forward. So I might make some adjustments here. Come onto my toes. So I've gone from here to bring on my toes, bring the weight forward, round into my upper back, engage the abs, look at my mat, and then I lift my feet. And come down. Coming down onto the mat. Ooh. You should be feeling all pretty good right now, hopefully. Sitting up nice and tall. Notice how you feel from the practice. Again, propping yourself on a blanket if you need to. Sorry about my nose and my sniffles. Ha. Oh, get your breath. So we're going to go into that forward fold just 2 more times to what we started with. So from here I'm going to move away from the body, lift up, come forward. Notice that my hands come further down. I'm going to push my feet and my hands against each other, pull my arms back onto my back, round into my upper back, really get that activation here. I can even push the back of my legs down and bend my arms a bit more, but there is no pulling sensations in the back of my legs, which is what I want you to feel, nothing there. And then I'm going to release, exhale, come in a little deeper, lengthen my spine and look at my feet. Push my hands into my feet again, my feet against my hands, bend my elbows to bring my arms back in onto my back, round into that upper back again. So moving the stretch away from my legs and into my back, to my upper back, not lower back. And then exhale, fold. Slowly bring yourself back up. Sitting up nice and tall. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more fluid in the body. So I want you to just gently move through the spine here. Just allow yourself that gentle twisting. And then we're just going to round again. Come forward one more time. Apply the resistance. The focus is on the upper back. And then as you exhale, you come in deeper, lengthen through the front of the body. From here, hook your peace fingers around your big toe, and as you come up to sit, bring that leg up and take it out to the side. Take the arm up, sit up tall. Bend the leg into the body. No space again, bring the foot in. Half lotus. If you cannot bring your leg down, plonk something under it. Yeah. And then I'm going to lengthen and I'm just going to come forward, grab the other foot, fold forward. Now if it's not comfortable on you, please come out of the position. Don't stay somewhere where it's not comfortable. Coming back up, grab the big peace fingers around the big toe again. Bend, move from the hip, not the knee. I'm moving from the hip. Take the leg back up, arm up. Bring the leg in. With control, bring the foot down again. fold forward. Opposite side, lift the leg up. Pull the arm into the socket, take the leg out to the side. Engage abs. Bring the knee into the foot, heel into the perineum. Bring that foot over. One side will be vastly different to the other. I mean, I can bring my leg down on this side because it's not as tight. From here, then fold forward again. Look after yourself. If it doesn't feel comfortable, don't do the pose. Coming back up, these fingers around the big toes, move from the hip, not the knee, we're moving the hip. Lift the leg up, take the arm out, bring it all back in. With control, you bring the foot down and fold forward. Take a couple of more breaths here in your fold forward. From here, staying in that forward fold, you're going to slide your hands over your feet, up the legs, pulling up through the belly, so you're using your abdominals as you keep sliding your hands, so you can look at your hands where they're going up your legs, using the abdominals, and you're slowly bringing yourself down onto your back. From here, bend the knees. Bring them into the chest, nice and slow. And gently move from side to side. Maybe doing some soft circles, massaging the lower back. And then changing direction. And then we're going to cross the left leg over the top of the right, and we're going to drop the legs to the right side. It's a bit of a deeper twist here. Just releasing the back, because we've done a lot of back work today. Coming back, changing the cross of the legs. Everything is done slowly and with control. And slowly taking the legs over to the other side. Aiming to keep both of your shoulders on the ground. Remembering to use whatever props you need to help you be comfortable in your pose. There's no point pushing yourself beyond comfort. And slowly coming back to center, hug the knees into the body. Maybe lifting the head to the knees. And then extending the left leg out. Bring the head down and then extend the right leg out. Palms face up, relax the body. Close the eye. Connecting back into the breath. 3 minutes of Shavasana. Just allow your breath to focus and be soft here. Really noticing how you feel. We didn't do a lot of vigorous movement today, but we did a lot of releasing of tight muscles through the upper back into the legs. Just notice if the breathing is easier through your back. You have more space in your body, more space in the ribs. Notice as you go through your day how your body feels as you move around. Allow your breath to deepen. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, bringing your awareness back into the body. Gently turn your head to the left. And gently turn your head to the right. Sweeping the arms above your head, hook your thumbs, bring your legs together, point your toes, give yourself a big stretch, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. One more time. Bring the arms towards the ceiling, bring yourself up to a seated position. Bringing your hands into Anjali Mudra with the thumbs resting softly on the breastbone. Inhaling deeply for and on. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me in this practice today. May you have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you next week. Namaste.